Hi, ladies. Have you ever caught yourself making sure everyone else was okay, only to realize you hadn't even asked yourself how you were doing? Before we know it, I think many of us became so busy taking care of everyone else's needs that we quietly stopped paying attention to our own. And after years of doing that, putting ourselves first can feel kind of a little bit selfish. But why? Maybe that's a rhetorical question, because I have a feeling many of us already know the answer. We just don't often stop long enough to think about it. Most of us don't even notice the shift. We simply drift there. It's like one act of love, one responsibility, one sacrifice at a time. One day turns into another. And before we realize it, everyone else's needs have quietly become more important than our own. After a while, it's almost second nature, isn't it? We don't even notice we're doing it. We care, we help, we support, and before we know it, we slowly stop asking ourselves one very important question. What do I need? Personally, I'm not sure I'd have an answer right away for that, and that surprises me. How about you? Does an answer immediately come to mind? It sounds like such a simple question, doesn't it? But somewhere along the way, many of us started believing that putting ourselves last was just part of loving everyone else. All I know is I don't want to keep coming in last place. Not because I suddenly matter more than everyone else, but because I finally realized that I matter too. And maybe putting ourselves first doesn't always require some big dramatic change. Perhaps it starts with something much smaller, like asking ourselves, what do I need today? For one woman, maybe it's saying no without feeling guilty. For another, maybe it's finally making that doctor's appointment she's been putting off. For someone else, maybe it's sitting quietly with a cup of coffee without apologizing for taking 10 minutes to herself. I think that's a good place to start. Because if you're anything like me, changing old habits doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes we do really well for a few days, and then life simply gets back in the way. For me, one of those little changes has been something very simple. At 67, I finally made a point of putting moisturizer on my face every single day. It may sound like such a small thing, but every time I do it, it's my quiet reminder that I'm worth taking care of too. So whatever you choose, let it become one small promise you make to yourself and keep. Maybe it's time to stop measuring our worth by how much of ourselves we give away. Perhaps putting yourself first isn't about coming in first. Maybe it's simply about refusing to keep coming in last. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with a question. What is one small promise you could make to yourself today? If you'd like to share, I'd love to read it in the comments. You never know. Your promise might be exactly what another woman needs to hear today. And if you'd like to join in on future conversations and help us shape this community channel, I'd be thrilled if you subscribed. I also want to mention, since we're talking about putting ourselves first and trying to do little things, you might be interested in my video that's called Life is Stressful Enough Without Borrowing More. So anyway, it's there if you want to go have a look at it. And until next time, please remember, you matter too. Take good care of yourself. I'm Kyle's mom. Bye for now.